In September, an IMF team visited Sri Lanka to review the country's progress under the conditions laid down in the staff-level agreement. On the conclusion of its visit, IMF team released a governance diagnostic assessment at the request of the government and focused on corruption vulnerabilities. Report provides immediate and short-term measures to address corruption issues and structural reforms that need more time and resources. The recommendations cover anti-corruption, anti-money laundering, public financial management, tax policy and administration, central bank governance, financial sector oversight, and contract enforcement and property rights. Key concerns raised by the IMF on the severity of corruption in the island included excessive presidential power, private interests shaping policies, and high-level corruption imperiling Sri Lanka's national and social well-being. Focus areas in the legal, organizational, and strategic framework for anti-corruption includes addressing gaps in the legal framework, updating the anti-corruption plan, prevention of corruption, directing and overseeing behavior of public officials. Areas to focus in anti-money laundering and combating of financial terrorism legal and institutional framework, investigation and prosecution of corruption-related and money laundering practices, asset recovery mechanisms, beneficial ownership of legal persons in the legal framework, financial intelligence unit and its role in anti-money laundering and combating of financial terrorism. Areas to improve in public financial management. Fiscal governance in Sri Lanka. Weaknesses in fiscal governance and public financial management. Budget credibility and coverage governance. Public investment management. Weak oversight of public investment by SOEs pose significant risks. Procurement. Presence of a weak institutional and regulatory framework. Frequent revisions to the institutional framework. High-level executives' discretion in decision-making. Lack of monitoring and independent review. Cash management, internal controls and external oversight, SOE's governance and oversight. Areas to focus on in the tax policy. Governance and corruption vulnerabilities within the tax policy, importance of centralized and principle-based decision-making within the Ministry of Finance, design, management and evaluation of tax expenditure. Areas focused by the IMF on revenue administration. Corruption vulnerabilities occur at the points of interaction between revenue officials and the public. Little effort or resources are devoted by the revenue departments to address corruption vulnerabilities. Effective digitalization to reduce corruption vulnerabilities. Central bank governance and operations areas focused on by the IMF. Overview of the financial sector and ongoing reforms. The Monetary Law Act was reformed and resulted in the new CBSL Act of 2023. The Monetary Board will be renamed and instructions from third parties to be prohibited. Governance of Supervisory Agency. CBSL should align its secondary legal documents to the CBSL Act. Accountability and transparency. Banking sector accounts for 72% of the total financial sector assets. Governance of Supervisory Agency. Revision of the Banking Act of 1988 to address constraints in performing the oversight function. Formal structure in place for licensing of banks and NBFIs and licensing practices in line with the generally accepted practices. Rule of law. Stability of the legal framework. The constant changes to the Constitution raises concerns about the stability of the legal system and the rule of law in the country. Functioning of the judiciary. Heavy case backlogs create pressure on the business community. The lack of court judges, 15 judges per million. Enforcement of property rights. Unclear land policy with overly complicated legislation and institutional fragmentation. Lack of data and coordination among institutions. Dual system of land titling and registration of immovable property creates lack of clarity in securing property rights. Land disputes take a long time to resolve. Now, let's look at some of the priority recommendations of the IMF. Set up an advisory committee of independent experts for anti-corruption appointments by November 2023. Publish asset declarations for top officials on a designated website by July 2024. Enact proceeds of crime legislation aligned with international standards by April 2024. Amend the National Audit Act for Auditor General to levy surcharges on officers. finalize regulations for beneficial ownership information and establish a public registry by April 2024, enact a public procurement law reflecting international good practice by December 2024, publish a progress report on competitive tendered procurement by December 2024, enhance transparency by publishing public procurement contracts, tax exemptions, and luxury vehicle import. Implement the state-owned enterprise reform policy with skilled and ethical staff. Suspend the Strategic Development Projects Act until transparent evaluation process is established. Amend the tax legislation to restrict ministerial authority and prevent revenue losses. Institute anti-corruption measures in revenue departments and report progress by December 2024. Produce a cabinet policy paper by June 2024 for new management arrangements for the Employee Provident Fund. Revise financial sector oversight for the government-owned banks, focusing on corporate governance. Establish an online digital land registry and report progress by December 2024. Expand resources and skills for the Judicial Services Commission to strengthen oversight and governance in the justice sector. This program is brought to you by Gradient Alliance. Contact us for comprehensive and accurate economic, industry, and company research.